Establishing a habit of physical exercise is great, but it's just as important to exercise the mind. A ripped bod and a sharp mind.
Who wouldn't want that?
But just like physical fitness, mental fitness requires effort. So today let's talk about one of the foundational elements of mental exercise. Reading. Much to the chagrin of my mother, I am not a bona fide bibliophile, well acquainted with the works of William Shakespeare, Ernest Hemingway, and Mark Twain.
Instead, I likes to watch me some TV.
And I can quote The Simpsons, Seinfeld, and SpongeBob with the greatest of ease. I've never been much of a reader, even in school.
I didn't see enough Reading Rainbow, I guess. Or perhaps it's a byproduct of instilling the mindset of reading to pass a test, rather than reading for knowledge.
Whatever the reason, I've skated through life really only having read enough books to count on my fingers and toes.
And most of those are Harry Potter books.
Look, it's the Deathly Hallows. But is that really that bad? We live in a time of almost instant access to all of the world's information, all at our fingertips. If I really need to know what Charles Dickens said in some 150-year-old book, I could just Google it,
and then get back to the latest auto-tuned news report.
That may be true, but then we miss out on some vital benefits associated with reading. For instance,
increased focus and attention.
Sitting down and reading a book requires and cultivates a certain amount of focus and attention that's becoming more and more difficult in our distracted culture. Gaining this ability to focus through reading will prove beneficial in other areas of your life as well.
Increased breadth and depth of knowledge.
There is a lot of information constantly swirling around us.
Memes, blog posts, podcasts, clickbait news articles, and YouTube videos with random people's advice and opinions.
With all of this information, we can become pretty confident in our breadth of knowledge. But, in a very real way, we gain this breadth at the expense of depth. We feed off of the shallow Cliff Notes version of a topic or issue, and then suddenly feel like we're experts.
I'm guilty of that, just in this video.
Books provide not only a wide breadth of knowledge, but a depth that can't be acquired through headlines, blog posts, or YouTube videos.
Increased creativity.
With this deeper understanding of ideas that comes through reading, we fill our minds with a huge inventory of information. This inventory can then be used in creative pursuits. The Latin root inventio is the basis for two words, inventory and invention. It takes a large inventory of existing ideas and information to make connections for new ideas or perhaps a new invention.
Mental stimulation.
Unlike most other forms of media, reading a book requires a decent amount of mental effort.
Some more than others.
This helps keep the mind sharp, and according to some studies, may stave off the onset of certain forms of cognitive decay, including Alzheimer's.
And last but not least, it'll make you a better human being, gosh dang it.
Becoming well-rounded by taking the time to get acquainted with great literature, spanning various different topics, written by some of the greatest minds in history, can only help you become a better human.
As long as you're not being a tool about it.
So here's the goal.
I'm going to read at least one book per month this year.
That's like 12 times as much as last year.
Including at least one biography and one piece of classic literature.
Doing so will provide a solid foundation for keeping my mind sharp.
Of course, there are other things to do to strengthen the mind, but we'll get to those in future weeks.
Until then, this has been Brent's 2 cents. Happy reading, everyone.